Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle for Tuesday, the 7th of December 2021. This is the second time I've tried to start this game. I just about to start it a moment ago when I got messages on my wristband saying, hey, 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 read me, read me. And I had to communicate with somebody, and then now I'm back trying again. So let's see if I can go in uninterrupted this time. It's a medium, I'm doing air quotes, medium level game today. And that really means on Tuesday, it normally means easy, an easy game really. Monday, I class Monday as beginner's game and Tuesday as an easy game, usually. So if we're following the normal pattern, that's what it will be. What's happening in the news? WhatsApp are floating the idea of having messages that dissolve into thin air after a short period of time. Is it good or bad? Yes, it's good or bad, depending on your point of view, of course. It is a difficult conundrum, really. I mean, you know, we're all interested in privacy. We don't want people reading our private stuff, do we? You know, but on the other hand, we've seen that. I mean, you know, one possible reason why Trump and his cohorts haven't been charged is, secure communications on burner phones and things like that, where there are no records of what happened, or criminals avoid sending messages or send messages on encrypted stuff, and if those messages disappear, then there's no evidence of crime, and so quite often criminals can get away with things by just simply having stuff disappear. It's not like in the past where things were written down. So anyway, that's the latest conundrum for you to consider. Are you pro or anti WhatsApp dissolving messages? I'm not sure that whether you are pro or anti will have any effect on the outcome anyway, but I just wondered. Right, how do we play Sudoku? Well, it's a game of 9 squares across in each row, 9 squares in each column down, and 9 squares in each block. And what we do is we fit numbers 1 to 9 in each row, column, and block. And that's the rule, really. I say rule, I'm not sure if it's rule singular or rules plural, because that is all you need to understand. Nothing else to understand about the game, except of course how to find the numbers, and that's how to play the game, not the rules of the game. So how do we play the game? How do we find the answers? Well, what we could do is we could say, look at this row here. Now we have numbers 2, 9, 6, 5, and 3. Okay, and we have the other numbers to get, because obviously we need numbers 1 to 9. Now let's consider number 1. Now we have to ask ourselves, can a number 1 go in this square? But if you look up here, you'll see we have a number 1, digit 1, in this column already. So 1 cannot reappear in this column. So the answer is no. 1 cannot appear in this square here. How about this square? Oh look, we have a 1 up here as well, saying, can 1 appear here? No, it can't, because it can't reappear in this column. How about this square? Any information? No information, so yeah, 1 could be there, might be. How about this square? No, there's an adjacent one here, very close by, saying, sorry, no, you can't be. So in this row, we know that this square can't be 1, this square can't be 1, and this square can't be 1. There is only 1 square left. So we absolutely know that that has to be 1, because it's blocked from all other places. And the thing about Sudoku is it's a game of elimination, really. When you eliminate all possibilities, there will be 1 square left. That square is where the digit must be placed. Got it? Now sometimes we like to think forward a little bit. I'll show you thinking for, well, okay, let's just show you one easy one first. So 3 blocks across this row, 3 blocks across this row, right? So there's no other 3s here. So if we consider this block here, we don't have a 3 here yet. 3 blocks across here, 3 blocks across here, and 3 blocks up here. So again, there's just one square where a 3 can go. Now I was going to tell you that sometimes we like to think forward a little bit. This makes the game more interesting. If you consider this 1 blocking down this column, we know that these 3 squares are eliminated from being a 1. There is no 1 in any of these 3 squares. It's not possible. So that leaves 2 squares. So we look across here and we say, oh, any intersecting ones? And the answer is no. So do we know if 1 goes here or here? No, we absolutely do not at this stage in the game know where 1 goes. But we do know that it's either here or here because it's blocked from any of these 3. So if it's here, then it cannot go in any of these squares up here. And if it's here, it also cannot go in any of the same squares. In other words, blocking up this column whether it appears here or here. Right, got that? So 1 will appear in one of these 2 squares. So now let's come back and consider this block here. This 1 blocks these 2 squares, and the eventual one that appears here or here will block these 2 squares. So blocked, blocked. And now we have a 1 blocking across here, and we know, in fact, that must go there, because that's the only square left, yet again, as we say. Just 1 square left. We know it goes there. How about this column here? Do we have a 1 in this column? No, we don't. But this one here blocks both of these squares here. Remember, the number can appear once only in its box or block. So 1 is blocking both of these squares here. And then we have a 1 blocking this square here, so there's only 1 square left. The 1 must fit into that square there. Now, do we have an 8 in this column down here? No, we have an 8 blocking this square here, and we have an 8 blocking this square here, so no here and no 8 here, therefore 8 has got to go there. Now the missing numbers for this column are 2 and 5. We'll just check. 1, there's no 2 anywhere. 3, 4, there's no 5 anywhere. 6, 7, 8, 9. So 2 and 5 are the missing numbers. Can you see which is which? Yep. This 2 means this can't be 2, so 2 goes there, 5 goes there. This 5 stops this square from being a 5, and this 5 stops this square from being a 5. So now we know that the 5 goes there. This 7 stops this square from being a 7. There's only 1 square left. And now there's only 1 square left in this whole block. And it's a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a 9. Now remember, if you've only got 1 square left from a block or from a row or a column, you should find that one next, because we're guaranteed to know what it is. If you have 2 numbers missing, we're not guaranteed. Sometimes it helps, but we're not guaranteed to know which is which. Here's a row with 2 missing. What's missing? 1, we don't have a 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, we don't have a 7. 8, 9. So 2 and 7 are the missing numbers. So here we have 2 missing numbers, but we can't tell which is which. And also they are in separate blocks, so it's slightly less useful than if they were in the same block. You'll get to find out why when you play more regularly. Okay, so that's not good. But I do see lots of intersecting 1s around this central block here. Look, there's a 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and a 1 here. Should we follow them? This one blocks across here like this. This one blocks across here like this. This one blocks up here like this. And this one blocks down here like this. So that's the only square that doesn't see a 1. And this is a verb that you'll find Sudoku players like to use. I call... My camera just crashed. I was saying I call Sudoku players Sudokans. I'm not sure if the camera caught that or not, but anyway, let's try again and continue on with the game. Hopefully the last thing I put in was this 1, and the camera, I think, recorded that. Right, let's continue and hope for no more interruptions. full of interruptions this morning. What's going on now? If you are new to the channel, you'll notice that I never play these games ahead of time. We have a 9 blocking up this column and a 9 blocking across this row, so just one square left, 9 goes there. Now this 9 blocks across this row, 9 blocks across this row, 9 has to be there. This 3 blocks this square and this 3 blocks this square, so 3 is here. This 8 blocks this square, so 8 goes up here and 6 goes here. What's missing a lot? As you know, we should check and see what's missing. It looks like 7 and 4 are missing. 1, 2, 3, no 4, 5, 6, no 7, 8, 9. 4 and 7 are the 2 missing numbers here, but this time we do have an intersecting 4, so we know that the 4 must be in this square and the 7 must be there. The missing numbers for this column are 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, no 5, no 6, 7, 8, 9. Well, this 6 stops this square from being a 6, so 6 goes up there and 5 goes there. One of the important things of the game is learning where to look, and sometimes this is one of the real struggles. 8 blocks up here, 8 blocks across here. Sometimes you get a sense of where you should look next, but sometimes it's really difficult to decide, and it can be counterintuitive. Sometimes you think, oh, I shouldn't be looking there, there's no hints there, but actually you can find a number sometimes in an empty block. So it doesn't always work exactly how you think it's going to. And right now I'm desperately searching for the right place to look. I think I should investigate what's missing down here, both this column and this column. We can find out because we are limited in numbers. So the 2 missing numbers here and here are 1 and 6. Do we have any info? No, we don't. The missing numbers here are 2, well, we have a 2 blocking that square there. 4, and we have a 4 blocking that square there. And 8, well, we have an 8 blocking that square there. So actually that's not going to help us. Frustratingly, that's not going to help us. What else can we do? What's missing over here? 2, we have an intersecting 2 here. 4, we have 4 blocking down here, so 4 is in one of these 2 squares. 7, we have 7 blocking across here, so 7 is in one of these 2 squares. And 9, there we go. So the 9, see, sometimes it's the last thing you look at. 9 blocks up here, 9 blocks across here, and so the 9 has to be in that square there. Right, now we don't have an 8 in this row yet. There's no 8. We have an 8 intersecting here and an 8 intersecting here. So now we know that the 8 goes there. And that's good because now we say 8 blocking down here, 8 blocking down here. That's an 8 there. And now we can say 8 across here and 8 across here. That is an 8. Now if you remember, the missing numbers that we needed down here were 4 and 2. This was 8, 4 and 2. Well, now we can say the 4 blocks here, so the 4 goes there, and the 2 must be in that square. Now we can say 4 blocking across this row, 4 blocking across this row. That leaves just that square there for a 4. Now we have one number missing, it's a 7. Let's put that in immediately. And also say 7 blocks up here, 7 blocks across here. So 7 goes there. The missing numbers are now 2 and 4 in this particular block. Now we have a 4 intersecting here, or this one here, whichever way you look at it. 4 goes there, 2 goes there. And now, of course, we just have one missing number in this row and in this row. In this row, it's a 2. So we'll place that. And in this row, it's a 7. So we'll place that there. We'll see what's left here. 1, 2, 3. So we don't have a 4. There's one blocking 4 there. So 4 is going to be here or here. 5. We don't have a 6. 6 blocks here, so 6 will be here or here. 7, 8, and we don't have a 9. And the 9 blocks here, so 9 will be here or here. Got it? 6. So 4, 6, and 9 are the missing numbers here. But both 6 and 9 stop this square from being a 6 or a 9. So we then know that it has to be a 4, because it can't be a 6 or a 9. Now this 4, we can say 4 blocking up here, 4 blocking up here, and 4 across here will give us a 4 right up in the top there. I know we kind of swung wildly up to the top, but you need to keep doing that. Keep moving around the grid. Don't get stuck in one location. That's going to be that's not a good technique, not a good thing to do. You need to keep shifting around, as it were. Now 7 blocks across here and 7 blocks up here. So 7 goes there, and then we'll take that 7 and say 7 blocking down here, 7 blocking across here. So 7 goes there. Now we do not have a 5 in this column yet, but this 5 stops this square from being a 5, and this 5 stops this square from being a 5. So immediately we know there's only one space left. 5's got to go there, and now over here we can say 5 means this can't be a 5. 5 goes here, and the last number that we need is 2 to finish that block. If you think I'm finding the last number quite quickly, it's just practice. There's no special skill involved or anything like that. 2 is the last number that we need for this row as well. You may have to count through if you're an absolute beginner. You kind of tend to have to count through the numbers first of all, but once you've played the game often enough, it becomes much easier. Kind of just glance at them, really. 6 blocks this square here, so 6 is there, and 3 is the last number to place. Right, okay, we're doing quite well. Let's see what numbers are missing. There are 2 numbers missing here. Let's find out what they are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't have a 6. 7, 8, we don't have a 9. So 6 and 9 are the missing numbers. Do we have any info on 6 or 9? No, we don't. Now, actually, you're going to find that 6 and 9 are also the missing numbers here. And this is a kind of pattern that you will see. 6 and 9 here. This has got to be 6 and 9 as well. Ah, we do. Sorry, the 6. We have a 6 in this block here already, I should say. So this means this can't be 6, right? So therefore, the 6 must be here, and this has got to be the 9. And then the 9 will be in that square. Sorry, I almost missed it there. As I mentioned, I don't play these games ahead of time. Now, missing numbers here are 2 and 3. I see an intersecting 2 here. So the 2 goes down there, and the 3 goes there. This 3 will extend across this row here, and 3 blocking down here. So 3 is in that square there. One number missing from this column. It's I don't know what it is. 1, 2. I was just saying how normally it's easy to see. I didn't see it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's a 6. We don't have a 6 yet. So let's place our 6 there now. And then say 6 blocks across here. So that's our 6. 1 is the last number that we need there. 1 is the last number we need for this row. And 5 is the last number we need to complete the game. That means either this row, this column, or this block. Whichever way you look at it, you'll count through and find that 5 was the missing number. And if you're playing on pen and paper, as I recommend you should, when you begin at least, I think better than using the computer to begin with. Gives you a good kind of basic grounding in the game. Pencil and paper might be better. You can rub some numbers out if you make mistakes. Get yourself a book is a good idea, like a book of Sudoku puzzles. And you have to check and make sure that you haven't made any mistakes if you're playing it manually. If you're playing on the computer will always alert you to any mistakes that you've made. But this seems to be okay. So that's it for this morning's Guardian Sudoku puzzle. If you are a beginner, come back again tomorrow. It will get slightly more difficult tomorrow. It's still called a medium level tomorrow, but really, usually it's still pretty simple. Not really much difficulty needed. Once you've understood the basics, you can play the games up to the hard level in the Guardian usually. Okay, that's it. Thank you very much. Bye bye.